So in the Naruto verse, there is a type of ninja ability known as a Kekkei Genkai, an ability that tends to be passed down genetically within a specific clan, although some do happen just within individual people. Among the Kekkei Genkai, there are several visual jutsu or Dojutsu, which utilize the eyes instead of requiring hand signs. Like most other Kekkei Genkai, these abilities only manifest within certain clans, certain bloodlines, and they cannot be taught to or copied by others from outside of that bloodline. They can, however, be transferred to other people by transplanting the eyes into another. However, they are far more demanding and not near as powerful when used by somebody from outside of the originating clan. Within the various Dojutsu, the three most powerful are known as the three great Dojutsu: the Byakugan, the Sharingan, and the Rinnegan. The Byakugan is the Kekkei Genkai of the Hyuga clan and their branch families. Its appearance differs slightly between the manga and the anime. In the manga, when they are not activated, the wielder's eyes are almost completely white, almost completely featureless, with no visible pupils. And in the anime, they are a light shade of lavender. Once activated, the pupils are slightly more noticeable, and all of the veins near the wielder's temples begin to bulge. Now, the Hyuga clan does go to great lengths to protect the secrets of the Byakugan, and to keep it out of the hands of any would-be enemy. So unlike the Sharingan, you will not see any members just giving their eyes away. Now, thanks to their incredible abilities, they are still greatly desired by other clans, but to date, there's only one person from outside of the clan that currently possesses a Byakugan, and that is Ao of Kirigakure, or whatever, I can't pronounce that. But several other clans have tried to get them though. Now, while activated, the wielder's eyesight is greatly improved. A Byakugan can give the wielder an almost 360-degree field of vision, with the only blind spot being the back of the neck. Now, the Byakugan greatly increases its wielder's range of vision as well, which was evident when Hinata and Neji were both able to see what was happening when Naruto was fighting Pain from a pretty far distance. The Byakugan is also able to see a person's chakra flow system, as well as the 361 tenketsu that run along it. Over the years, the Hyuga clan has developed a fighting style and several jutsu that do take complete advantage of this ability, and when used properly, they are able to either seal or open these tenketsu, which gives the wielder the ability to completely cut off a person's chakra flow. The jutsu that they utilize, or that utilizes the Byakugan's abilities, include the 8 trigrams Mountain Chain Crusher, the 8 trigrams 128 Palms, and the 8 trigrams Palms Revolving Heaven, and the Gentle Fist Tenketsu Needle. Another ability of the Byakugan is it grants its wielder the ability to tell if a genjutsu is being used, as well as who used it and who it's being used against. The Sharingan is the Kekkei Genkai of the Uchiha clan. Unlike the Byakugan, the Sharingan is not available to its wielder at birth. It must first be awakened, and to awaken it, a member of the clan must first experience powerful emotions involving a person that's very close to them. When awakened, the pupil becomes a reddish color with a circle going around the pupil. And at first, there is one tomo on the ring, although when Obito awakened his, he did have 2 tomos to start with. Over time, the Sharingan can develop until it eventually has 3 tomo. The Sharingan grants its user all of its abilities from the time that it's first awakened, but with greater development comes greater proficiency with those abilities. The Sharingan grants its user 2 broad abilities, the first being the Eye of Insight, and the second being the Eye of Hypnotism. And within these 2 broad abilities, there can be different distinct abilities that can vary person to person. The Eye of Insight allows the user to see chakra, although not to the same extent as the Byakugan does. It also grants its user incredible clarity and perception, allowing them to read lips and mimic something simple like even pencil movement. Also, the Sharingan allows its user to copy almost any jutsu that they see, including ninjutsu, genjutsu, and taijutsu, although they do still need to possess the abilities required to perform such jutsu, So they are not able to use any of the other Kekkei Genkai or nature transformations if they're not already able to use them. The Eye of Hypnotism allows the user to perform various genjutsu. The most commonly used is one that allows, through eye contact, the user to manipulate the thoughts and actions of another, persuading them to divulge information or act in a certain way, while unaware of the fact that they are being manipulated. Outside of those three broad abilities, there are two other jutsu that the Sharingan can perform. One is the Izanagi, which allows the user to warp reality for a brief period of time, allowing them to change reality into illusion and illusion into reality, so they can escape death and even rewrite destiny. And the Izanami, which traps the victim in an infinite time loop originally designed to punish those that abuse the use of the Izanagi. Both of these cause the user to go blind when activated. When a person with the Sharingan experiences the loss of a loved one, it is possible for that Sharingan to evolve into the Mangekyo Sharingan, which pushes the person's abilities far beyond what the average shinobi is capable of. While the abilities do tend to differ from user to user, they're still pretty similar. The most powerful jutsu that a wielder has at their disposal are the Amaterasu and the Susanoo. The Amaterasu is a black flame that is almost impossible to avoid, as it's produced at the focal point of the user's vision, which can burn for up to 7 days and 7 nights, while being completely impossible to extinguish with water or any other means. With the Susanoo, the user's chakra takes the form of a massive humanoid avatar that envelops the user and acts as an extension of their own bodies. It's impossible to penetrate with normal attacks, and it grants the user power that rivals that of even the tail beast. Unlike the previous Dojutsu, the Rinnegan is not the Kekkei Genkai of one of the clans, although it's probably impossible for anybody outside of the Uchiha clan to awaken it, as it does evolve from the Sharingan. However, it's still almost impossible for a member of the Uchiha clan to awaken it under normal circumstances. In order to awaken it, the wielder must possess the Sage of the Sixth Path chakra, and this is easier said than done. There are two ways to do this. First, one must combine the chakra of both of his children, Indra and Asura, or they can receive the chakra from the sage himself. The difficulty in merging the chakra from both of the sons comes from the fact that their bloodlines have taken separate paths, and that through the years, their reincarnations have been bitter rivals, with Naruto and Sasuke being the only two that have ever actually been able to work well together. Other than the Sage of the Six Paths, the only person that had ever managed to awaken the Rinnegan was Madara Uchiha, which he accomplished by infusing Hashirama Senju's DNA into himself, and the transformation did not take place until he was almost at the end of his natural lifespan. Sasuke was also able to awaken the Rinnegan, but only because the Sage of Six Paths entrusted him with the power himself. The abilities granted by the Rinnegan are far greater than what wielders of the other Dojutsu are able to achieve, while having the advantage of not having to use chakra to keep it active. With the Rinnegan, like the previous Dojutsu, the wielder is able to see a person's chakra flow. They are also able to master any jutsu pretty easily, and they can use any of the 5 nature transformations. They are able to create rods that can be implanted into other people or creatures, allowing them to have complete control over that person's body. A person with the Rinnegan also gains a set of abilities known as the Six Paths technique. There's the Diva Path, which allows the user to pull objects from almost any distance to them, as well as push everything away from them. The Asura Path, which grants the user mechanized limbs, weaponry, and armor. The Human Path, which allows the user to read people's minds as well as remove a person's soul. The Animal Path allows the user to summon a wide variety of creatures. The Prita Path allows them to absorb chakra. The Naraka Path, which allows the user to summon the King of Hell. And lastly, the Outer Path, which gives the user control over life and death. Now, while it is possible for one person to wield all of these abilities, the only time we ever see all of them being utilized is when Nagato channeled his chakra into 6 different corpses and granted each of them one of these abilities, while remaining the only one that is capable of using the outer path, because using that kills whoever uses it. The Rinnegan also grants each of its users unique abilities. Sasuke is able to shift space as well as create portals to other dimensions. Madara is able to create invisible shadows of himself using his limbo technique. And Momoshiki is able to absorb ninjutsu as well as turn other people into chakra field edibles. Each of these dojutsu originate from Kaguya Otsutsuki, the being that came to Earth and consumed the fruit of the God Tree and became the first person to wield chakra. She's also the mother of the sage of 6 paths. There are many other Kekkei-genkai, and there are also several other dojutsu that have manifested in different individuals. However, these 3 are considered the great dojutsu because the other dojutsu are rare and their power pales in comparison to the 3 on this list. So, those were the 3 great dojutsu. And that is all I've got for you in this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.